Hello guys. I hope Lishapo. It's been yesterday. I couldn't give you a video, but yeah, today I just wanted to update you on the setups that we had on Sunday. Remember on Sunday, I gave you two videos, and one was on VIX 75, and then the other one was on NASDAQ. And so we're just gonna go through. We're just gonna remind ourselves was like the setup that we had that side. What was the prediction, and check how it played out, and then we can assess from where the price is currently and see if we can get new trades, new trading opportunities rather. So if you're new here, and yeah, well, on this channel basically I just share price action analysis and concepts. We don't do indicators here. So if you like this style of trading where you're just doing the naked chart, a type of an analysis where you don't plug anything on your chart, then this is the right channel for you. And make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell icon there so that when I make new uploads, you get notified. And also, if you are interested in the mentorship, like I already mentioned in the other videos, you can just text me, and then we can, we'll talk about it. But for now, this is the channel. This is the only channel I have where I share the stuff. I had a TikTok account, but I don't post a lot because there's the rules that side, they are very strict. Sometimes you don't know why they're blocking your content. But let's get started. So this is our almost at VIX 75, the way we love VIX 75 on this channel. So this is our NASDAQ, right? And we did look at it over the weekend. Remember, every Sunday on this channel I give you at least two charts or market analysis, and then you can take advantage of that if you get confirmation. And then let's get started. Just remind ourselves with what is happening on this one. Remember, on this one we had said that the price is still inside what's this monthly support, which is this one here, right? And we said, okay, fine, the monthly support is not fresh because it was hit, it was tested before, the price touched it there, it went up, and then now it's coming for the second touch. That's why we are saying it is not fresh, but that does not mean it should be broken. Remember, that's why we do not, I always tell you, you do not predict a break of a structure. A zone can be tested 5 times. We understand that the more a zone or a trend line is hit, it becomes weaker, but it does not mean it should be broken. That's why a zone can be tested twice, and then on the third touch it gets broken. It can be tested 5 times, on the 6th one it gets broken. So that's why we're saying you do not predict a break of a structure. When the price moves, it enters that structure, you must treat that structure because it's still there. You must take that into consideration when you're making your decisions. You cannot just go and trade like that structure is not there, because that's where it's gonna bite you. All right, so here the price has touched our support, and we had said that because we are inside a very big time frame support, we can look for trades to go long. But I always tell you that when you're taking those trades, you just need to be careful that you do not just take a buy there and then you take profit there. Yes, the price can do that, but the structure on this time frame currently does not suggest that it is a good idea for you to do that, simply because this time frame is bearish and the bearish trend line is there, right? And that being the bearish trend line, remember we said on this time frame this is the support and this is the resistance, right? So you can see we are inside the support, meaning the price will most likely go towards the resistance and the bearish trend line. That's why we are saying you cannot trade against those. You cannot behave like you don't see them. That's why putting your TP there, it's not a good idea. So currently we can see the price is moving up nicely, which is something that we spoke about over the weekend. So let's move down. We'll show you where the price was on the smaller time frame. So now here on monthly, at least we know that the price is inside what? The monthly support. Then this is your weekly. Your weekly looks something like this. On weekly, you can have your trend line there, or you can have it here. If you feel like this is a swing, you can have it there, but it doesn't matter. Then this becomes your what? Your weekly resistance. And then the support we're just gonna use, you just have to scroll back to the one that you're gonna find we had taken. Which one? We had taken this one, I think, because of what? We just have to find a zone that is inside the week, the monthly one, because remember currently the price is coming from a monthly support. So if when you're on your weekly, you just go inside that monthly and look for a zone inside that monthly, then you are fine. So here I'm gonna go with this one here. I'm gonna go with this one. That's the one I'm taking. I hope you can see where I'm marking. This one here, that's the one I'm marking. So let's move to the side. Yes, you can see it was tested for the first time the same way when we were on monthly. We did say that the price tested the monthly support, and then it pushed up, and then it came back, and then it broke lower than this. It went lower, but it went inside the same zone. The zone, yes, is still not, it is not fresh, but it is still holding. It is still a zone. That's why you cannot say now my zone has been tested before, it is no longer fresh, I have to sell, it has to be broken. No, you will only sell once it is taken out, you know the traffic is out, you can just sell in that direction. But currently we cannot sell. We are inside the monthly support, we're inside the weekly support. There is your weekly resistance. So the price is coming from your weekly support, which is this one, and that is most likely gonna go to your what, to your weekly resistance. So that's why when you're saying when you get there, if you have got more than one trade, you can always leave one trade running and just trail the stop loss. But if you only have one trade, I always advise you to do what, to target the next opposite structure, because remember, when your account is still small, the goal is to grow the account. So when you're trying to swing, imagine you have profit that you've been holding for 2 weeks, and then the price comes back and takes you out, the entire thing gone, because of what you were trying to hold for too long. You even neglected that the price has just touched a very strong opposing structure. You see, that's why you need to target that, and then you're out. In that way, you know your account is growing. So here we can just conclude by saying the price on weekly has touched the support. It has got higher chances of going to the resistance. And again, it's just that it's still very early in the month, in the week. But if this week the candlestick was to end like this, we will say we have what, bullish engulfing, which means it's going to confirm that the bulls are aggressive. So meaning when if maybe it closed like that, and then you get smaller opportunities to buy on your smaller time frames, you can take those, because you know what, you have got backup from monthly, you've got backup from weekly. So the chances of your trade working and then the price moving up, they're quite high. That's all that you have on weekly. I don't see anything else that you have to comment on. So these are the things that when you are in the mentorship, I try by all means to make sure that I explain them, just so that it makes sense, because it doesn't help in you coming in to say you want to learn from me and then I just take you straight to say let's analyze the chart. No, we cannot do things like that. Even when you were young, when you started to go to school, you didn't just go straight to do what, chemistry, for instance. You started small and then you build up like that. The same thing in my course. I take you from the basics, we connect everything moving up until the point where you can look at the chart like this and tell me what is happening, and even come up with what your high odd trade ideas and setups like the one that I gave you on Sunday. That's what I want. But I first have to start you from what, from the basics, then we move forward like that. So that's all that you have on weekly. Let's check daily. This is our daily, right? And on daily, the nearest structure was this one here, was this one there. And remember when we're saying if you're trading on this time frame, and then that was going to be your nearest structure. But don't make a mistake of trying to sell. You can exit there, but you don't sell. You don't sell simply because this is a daily. The price is coming from a very strong weekly zone, a very strong monthly zone. So you are trying to fight those with your daily resistance. Yes, the price might react from it, but the chances of that happening, they are very slim, which is why it is not a good idea for you to sell there. That was your nearest zone, yes, but selling was not a good thing to do. So now the price looks something like this. You can see that what do you call this, that engulfing that we were saying, should the price the candlestick on weekly closes the way it is, it's going to be an engulfing. Here you did have an engulfing, which means it was suggesting that the bulls are very aggressive, and even today they still continued with what, with the aggressiveness. So what you need to take from this one is that this is your daily support and this is your daily resistance. The reason why, because of what, this one pushed up and then it became your new zone. And then let's see, you can say I did have a trend line there, which means the move that was started by this zone. It pushed up and it broke the trend line and it broke the resistance that was here, which means what? Which means this support is quite strong, right? And there is your next opposite structure on this time frame. So now from where the price is, if it was to turn back like this, turn back like that, and go to the zone, you can say this zone, I'm gonna execute from it, because of what, this time frame is bullish and this support is quite strong because it pushed the price up, it broke the trend line and it broke the resistance. It is quite strong, and it also has the backup from, remember, this is a weekly support and also the monthly support, since it is located inside them. So that's why from where we are, should the price come back here, I'm not saying sell here. You can't sell. Why are you selling? I'm not saying sell there. I'm saying should the price pull back, because remember, when the price is moving, it doesn't always move like this. It's going up, but it can move like this. This is a smooth price action. That's a very that's how a price action should be like. When it is like this, it's very scary. Yes, you're making money, but it can fall the same way, as hard as it moved up. So that's why we are saying from where it is now, if you get a pullback, you are allowed to buy from this. You're allowed to buy from there. And when you are buying, you'll be targeting this as your TP1, and then the next structure as the next TP. That's if the price from where it is, it moves down. If it doesn't move down, and then maybe, because remember, you're talking about getting a trade there on Sunday. If that trade, you manage to get it, and now the price is moving up. Remember, if you've got one trade, you have to exit to the next opposite structure. But if you've got more than one, you can always trail the remaining one, maybe you still have it open. You must never try and force this to go back. That's why trading a pullback is very dangerous. You must just stay away from that one. Allow the pullback, the price to pull back. Then once the pullback is pulled towards a stronger zone or structure, then that's when you can now trade in the direction of the impulses. This is the impulse, this is just a pullback. Impulse, this is just a pullback. So trying to trade these ones is very risky, because you don't know how long the pullback is going to last. It can just be a tiny pullback. So that's why selling there, it's selling during a pullback, it's not a wise thing to do. So that's all that you have on your daily. Let's do H4 quickly, which is the one that we were making our decisions based on. All right, so on Sunday the trend line was here, and this was our nearest resistance. Then the support was inside. The chart shifted now. So the support was inside. At the time, the support was inside the weekly zone back there. This was your resistance. And I said, because of where the price is at, the price is inside a daily zone, the price is inside a weekly zone, the price is inside a monthly support. So all of those things, they're going to push the price, they're going to try and push the price up, which is why selling inside these structures is not a good idea. You can't sell when the price is inside a support. Where are you selling to? Because the bulls now, they are starting to gain control. The price is inside their territory. So selling there was not a good idea. So I said, look for trades. We were still here on the market on the Sunday. I said, look for trades to go long, at least to this zone or to the trend line. Because of what? Those are your next opposite structures. So once the price gets there, if you only have one trade running, if you only manage to open one trade, that's where you exit. But if you had more, once those ones are hit, you're just going to trail your stop loss until the day the price decides to do something like that. So now, how is the current structure on this time frame? On this time frame, the trend line was there, and this is your nearest support, because it broke the trend line and it broke the areas of resistance, and the area of resistance will be this one here. This is your resistance on this chart, and there is your support, right? So now the price is approaching another resistance. And if you look at the move, it was very smooth. And I said a smooth move sometimes can be a bad thing, because sometimes you find that the price wants to return. You see? Because when it moves smoothly like that, it runs out of steam. It might end up going for a deeper pullback. So that's why now, from where we are, you just have to trade your stop loss if you manage to enter from there. And then buying can only be done if the price was to do something like that and break this guy here that I just marked. If you break it, if you move up and break it, then you can just mark this, and then you can join the bulls if you didn't get a chance to join them here. Or if you joined them but then you exited at the resistance, now you want to enter again, you cannot just jump in. You just have to first wait for the price to give you the chance to join the movement to the upside. Or if the price doesn't break that resistance, but rather it comes back, you can take from this one, because of what it did. Remember, it is the one that pushed up and broke the resistance, and it broke the trend line. So that's why this support is quite strong. So should the price pull back to it, you're going to buy from it. And then when you're pushing up, this is still your targets. Still your target, this. So I hope it makes sense. So let's do maybe one last time frame, even though I don't like doing it, which is H1. So even on H1, you can see the price action is quite smooth. It's just moving up. So here were your signs that the price could be preparing for what? To take off. Because remember, when we did the analysis, we were somewhere there. And then the market opened. For the next 2 hours, the price pushed down. But what was this? This is what we call bullish engulfing. That's when you're saying, hey, the trend was moving down strongly. Now, all of a sudden, the bulls are rejecting the price. So that's why we are having what? They're pushing up. That's why we are having bullish engulfing. That's the first sign of weakness to what? Weakness in your bearish structures or the bearish trend. And then the price stayed there until it gives you some, like a pin bar. Already you know what is happening. Already you know where you are, the monthly, the weekly, the daily. H4 already. At this time you knew where you are, so you're just waiting for that one signal that you can say, I can use this as a confirmation for me to enter. And maybe when you're seeing this and you're saying this is a bullish pin bar, and I know that when you have a bullish pin bar and the price moves above the range, it's quite strong pin bar and it has got higher chances of working out, then maybe when the price breaks the range of that, that's when you're buying, and then it took off like that. And when it was taking off, remember the aim was to, or the goal was to exit from the trend line and from what, from the resistance. In this case, if you look at it, the price touched the trend line, and then even the zone, it got rejected, because you can see there's that red candlestick that looks more like a bearish pin bar. But if you have a bearish pin bar, you don't break to the bear side, but rather the price breaks to the bulls, you are in danger. So that's when the price shot up until there. So that is all that we have on that I had for you on NASDAQ. So from here, what you can expect is that should the price move higher than this point like that, you can try and take trades from this. But should it react from it, this one, it will now limit your profit margin. Should the price react from this one, it will now limit your profit margin, which means you must wait for this support before you can go in. So that's all that I wanted to share with you guys. So you can see that the stuff that I shared with you here, I explained it, I gave you all the reasons why it is high odd for you to buy from there. So if you're still in doubts, then I don't know. This is what I teach. I try by all means to make sure that everything is as simplified as possible, because I do believe that there are people that they've been trying to learn, they contacted this and that person, but it never worked out for them because of what? Maybe the way they were explaining things to you, or their strategy is just not enough. You feel like it's confusing. Then now I always try to make sure that I simplify the stuff. So this is all that I had for you. Don't forget to like it and also subscribe. And also, if you have got friends that are interested in learning, you can always come and and recommend the channel to them, so that they can also watch these videos and learn. But if you wanted to learn these concepts in deeper details, where I bring them to you from scratch, then you can just contact me. Then we will see if we can get you into like a learning program. But for now, this is all the updated setup I wanted to share with you. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.